When?
All right. Welcome to At the Table, where we are at the table. We actually are today. Some days we're not, right? Some days we're like in the chairs. But today we're in the chairs and we're at the table. The table in my office. So welcome to my office, actually. And we are getting ready for some Song of Solomon chapter 2. Because we're going to get into the Word before you guys go swimming.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are going.
That's what I'm talking about.
You guys
I just stand there. I don't really do much. Lazy River is my jam.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're into the lazy river?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like fun to me. I don't think I've even ever been to Wildwater West at all, ever.
Dude, you gotta let your wild side out.
I know.
Come on.
He comes out when I preach.
That's a good answer.
There you go.
He does.
All right.
There you are. You're working.
I hear it right now. Yeah, I know. I need to, but I have appointments. We were just talking about this before we came on, that I'm not going to be able to join you guys today, even though I could slide in from 4 to 5, maybe.
Oh.
But I'd be running in there and running back, so I'm not going to be able to make it. You guys have fun. Enjoy yourselves.
Oh, we will.
I believe that. Are you going, Jared?
I'll be there.
Man, 3 out of 4. You're going to have 75% of your pastoral staff. Really, these guys make up more like 80 to 85% of the pastoral staff. And I'm wrapping up the other 15 or something like that. So these guys are awesome. So we're back in. In fact, I haven't been with you guys for a few weeks because I had some tooth stuff, and then I was in for a week, and then I was gone for parents were in town. Jared was in Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, I hear, Jared, that you got a little taste of the glory.
I almost came home with a Nacho Libre mask for you.
I actually own one,
We
so
cannot get through a session of At the Table
Let's
without...
see if you've got your
Nacho
keychain
Libre.
though. Let's see, Ryan's got his keychain.
I haven't put my keys on it yet.
It's on my desk.
Mine's at home too, and I haven't put my keys on it yet. But I have it. I looked at it. I thought it was cool. Jared brought us back
I'll
Nacho
never bring
Libre.
you gifts again. You don't even use them.
Oh man, we just blew it, guys.
Yeah, sorry, Jerry.
Next time we could have had some luchador
I was
clothes.
testing you.
That was a real lucha, though.
I think we could have maybe brought me back some stretchy pants.
And some chips.
The Lord's chips.
I brought you some Chiefs.
If you don't know what we're doing, we're quoting Nacho Libre. So if you haven't watched it,
You need to.
there's 2 things you need to do before the end of this summer. Watch The Chosen and watch Nacho
Yeah,
Libre.
there you go.
Those are the 2 things that you
Those are
need to
the
do.
two.
One,
Yeah.
you're going to feel a lot closer to Jesus. The other one, either you're going to be like, this is awesome, or
You're gonna hate it.
I hate this movie.
Oh, yep, it's gonna
Throwing
be
that out there.
either way. Ooh, for real on The Chosen though, if
Oh.
I watched it again with my parents because they hadn't seen it. So while they were here, that's one of the things we did is go through season 1, and I cried every time again.
Come on.
I mean, when especially on the Nicodemus scene, like when Nicodemus goes and meets him at night. Oh my gosh, it is just. I think because I relate to Nicodemus, a religious guy,
Yeah.
and just the way Jesus is breaking all of that down for him, and he's having this awakening and this struggle. I've been through all of that, and it's like, oh, it just touches my heart deeply.
It's good.
And when Peter, the whole boat thing with Peter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, if you haven't seen The Chosen, and then do that first, and then watch Nacho Libre.
Yes.
But for now, it's Song of Solomon chapter 2.
20 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly. That was like 4 minutes of banter there that you can cut out of if you want to, and you'll never get that time back. Who's with us? Do we have some people with us?
You'll never get that time back.
Your mom,
I
Sharon.
think they all left now.
Oh yeah, they were here. Yeah, Mom's here. I see her. Anybody else join us? You said Jaren's on.
Jared.
on.
Good. Jaren's like, could we get to the Bible now, guys?
Yeah,
right? Let's
exactly.
get to the Bible.
Come on, Jaren. You need a taste of the glory.
Yeah, you do, Jaren. You need a taste of the glory just to see what it tastes like. All right, here we go.
Just keeps coming back.
It's
I know
keeps
we're
going
trying to leave it, and we keep coming back to it. I keep coming back to it. Okay, so Song of Solomon chapter 2.
My Cheeps, Micah said. My Cheeps.
Micah, yes, yes,
Micah's on
Micah.
there. My Cheeps. Can I
That's
just get a
awesome.
salad?
Oh, my.
That is so awesome. All right, so who wants to read From Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. I tell you what we'll do. We'll go around the table. Let's see. Sometimes I start with you. Sometimes I start with you. I think last time I started with you. This time I start with you.
Okay.
All
There
right.
he is at the right hand again.
Do what I can.
You got to do what you got to do.
All right. So we're doing 1 and 2. So verse 1. I'm in the Passion Translation. So we were talking about this prior to turning the live on, and it's like he's translating it for us. It's so good. So good. Anyway, I am truly his rose, the very theme of his song.
Come on.
I'm overshadowed by his love growing in the valley. Yes, you are my darling companion. You stand out from all the rest. For though the curse of sin surrounds you, still you remain pure as a lily, even more than all the others. So good.
Yes.
So good.
I love it. I love this.
So for me, the first verse is what really stuck out to me. It was so good, and specifically, I'm overshadowed by his love growing in the valley. For me, thinking about like being in the shade and in the valley, there are so many like just like difficult. That is all difficult, right? Yet your love is shadowing me, and I'm growing still.
Yes.
And just to understand, like, for me, when I saw that picture, I was thinking about, I recently was reading about trees. I don't know why. I can't remember where I was reading this. But, and how, like, youngling trees they almost need the adverse weather to grow the deeper roots.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, I mean, for a flower being overshadowed and growing within the valley, I mean, you're talking about two things that are like adverse, right? Yet there's a growing, like I'm growing in the valley, and I just love that picture. That, I mean, you get a more delicious, and you get a more beautiful, in this sense, fruit or flower with the adversity, and thinking about how we as Christians deal with just the difficulties of life, whether it be COVID or whether it be, I mean, all of the stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just see, I mean, what I long to be true of me is that my roots are growing deeper in this, rather than just being broken off and just being done. Like, that's not truth, right? What truth is providing, like, growing that foundation, so the fruit from my life, or the beauty of the flower, is more and more delicious, or more and more sweet or beautiful. And it's all because of the adversity. If that adversity wasn't there, then it would be beautiful, but it wouldn't be the same, right? It wouldn't be with the depth. I think of like depth of relationship and things like that. When I think of going through, like, similar to how if you go through something with a best friend, or a friend, or a lover, or a brother or sister, or whatever it may be, if you go through something with them, if there's adversity, that is what grows a depth of relationship between the two of you, and
that's good.
or in the community, or whatever it may be, similar to how we've seen that here in the church. But we've so it's almost like there's a longing to go through that adversity, to grow through it, and one of the coolest stories that really relates to me with this is Rich Mullins, the guy who wrote Awesome God.
Yep.
He was an alcoholic,
Right.
and like a hardcore alcoholic.
Yep.
And there's a moment, I was reading a biography on him, and there was a moment where a friend of his walked in to his hotel room, and he was struggling. He was drunk, and he was on tour. and
Singing
and
Christian songs.
singing Christian songs, and the dude's drunk in his hotel room,
Uh,
and he's in the corner, and like the picture, it's always, I think, more dramatic in your head, but the picture that the guy lays out is Rich is in the corner, curled up in the fetal position, begging God for more struggle, begging
Wow.
God for more adversity, because he knows that there's purpose behind this.
oh.
Like, I can't even fathom. Like, think about that in our world today. Begging God for, like, I want to have COVID.
No, I'm not praying that.
I know, but like thinking about that adversity, thinking
Yeah.
about like those things and being able to grow through it and leaning on God's plan in a way that is so much bigger than what you're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is just so beautiful. So that's really, that's what
Growing
stuck
in
out to me.
adversity.
Yeah, growing in
Yeah.
adversity, growing in the valley,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
being overshadowed by His love.
Sweet. Come
So
on.
good. So anyway, yeah.
Awesome, bro. Jared,
I mean, coming to me next.
you're what?
Coming to me next.
Yeah, man.
Round the table.
Yeah, right over to
Knights
you,
of
my
the
brother.
Table.
That's a whole other movie.
I know how to switch
Hey,
things now.
TJ's touching
Look at
my
me
buttons
go.
over here. It's inappropriate.
Yeah, there you go.
You leave for 2 weeks and I learned
Be
things.
gone for 2. Should have stayed at dawn longer.
Yeah, you would never get upset about like, oh man, I have to do. TJ's gonna do this, so I can't do it anymore. You'd be like, yes, TJ,
He said to
do
me
it.
yesterday, because hey, we're running 5 minutes late today. I'm like, I said, well, you need a job. Get to a point in life where you just have fun.
Uh huh.
I read this earlier, and one of my favorite lines as a youth pastor was always to tell the kids they were my favorite.
Yeah.
So they've been asking me again, am I still your favorite? Of course you're
Oh.
my favorite. Well, is so-and-so my favorite? Yeah, they're my favorite too.
There you go.
So you read in verse 2, he says, yes, you are my darling companion,
Yes.
and you stand out from all the rest. For though the curse of sin surrounds you, so it surrounds you. It's
That's
around you, but you don't lose who you are because sin surrounds you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just so good that there's so much around us that we can see and perceive, but you don't lose the beauty of who you are because the curse still remains on the earth.
Yeah.
It's like we switch it.
It's good.
I'm cursed by sin. Oh no, you're not. You're not cursed unless you leave yourself cursed. That through Christ, the curse is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curse is broken.
And it actually reveals what's already there.
Mm-hmm.
It's already been there. So what's been surrounding you and constantly crushing you is now inside of it. There's this, you stand out from all the rest.
Yeah.
It's like
that's
God
good.
saying to the whole world, you stand out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Jesus, am I your favorite? Of course you are.
Of course you
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Jared, are you
Yeah.
my favorite? Yes, you're my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's just that continued reminder. I started to listen a little bit. I'm trying to get my mind. I'm still trying to come off vacation mode.
I hear you.
Monica put up a prophecy video, and I only made it about 5 minutes into it and stopped because the first part of it is that in this season of what the Lord's saying is that he's not. It just came off like he's not rejecting anyone.
Right.
You feel like you're not good enough, and it's this feeling like you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But the Lord says you're doing way more than you realize that you're doing, and you're
Yeah.
actually doing well.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good word. I saw
It was
that.
a good word. I caught the front of it. And that's kind of the gist of it. I need to go back because it was so, sometimes you get these words and they get you, and it's like, I'm done. I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
Forget it. I'm not
That's
moving
all
on.
I need to hear right now.
Yeah.
But it's like he's saying, some of you feel like you're not doing good enough, and it's not. And the Lord's just saying it's not true.
Yeah.
That's
When you
good.
come into this text, it's like he's constantly telling you everything that you think about yourself. It's not true.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me tell you how I think about you. Let me tell you how I see you.
Yeah, come
You
on.
are my darling companion,
That's right.
and you stand out from all the rest.
That's
Yeah.
He's
good.
calling out who you are. For though everything around you, sin surrounds you, still, this is so cool, you remain as pure as a lily, even more than all the others.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just so good. So, when I read it, it was just encouraging. I'm his favorite.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I'm his favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
We
too.
know.
Yeah.
We know
you
you-
got the shirt. You got the shirt somewhere.
I'm a Lincoln. I'm his favorite.
It says I'm his favorite.
I'm his favorite. Do you have that on a shirt?
I'm gonna get a shirt that says I'm God's favorite. Anybody want one?
That's
Give me a
good.
thumbs
Yeah,
up
I'll
if
get
you want
one.
a shirt that
I'll take
says
one.
I'm
Sounds
God's
great.
favorite.
I'll take it.
Gotcha.
I want one that says I'm Brent's favorite.
Oh,
You
didn't
can
get
have
of those?
one.
You didn't get one of
I
those?
didn't get it. I'm sure TJ has one. He's always
I
to the
do.
right hand of the Father,
Just kidding.
That's funny.
Somebody gave us.
You're all my favorites.
Yes.
Yeah, you know it. Ryan,
That's good.
what'd you get, brother?
Well, I love that. This is like a new declaration. All of a sudden, she's making.
Yes.
It started. I'm dark. That was one of the first conversations she had with Solomon, and all of a sudden she's turned that all around, and there's no negativity in it. She's like, I am the rose of Sharon.
Yeah.
I am the lily of the valleys.
Yeah,
like-
that's good.
I am what brings you pleasure.
Yeah.
And like over the years, there's that song that came out from IHOP that talks about I'm the rose.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually going to sing that.
It's
when it
Tim
came out.
Ryan.
Yeah. I won't sing it. I won't sing it. You can sing it.
It's Tim
Yeah.
Reimer.
Yeah.
That's it.
And there's just every time I sing that song, it just does something to my heart. There's a real reality in our understanding of God that we can catch when we read this and when we sing it. Like you were saying, we are His favorite, and that is. It doesn't matter what we've done or what title we have, we possess. Like, we are His favorite. We're His beloved. He loves us. All of us should be able to make that declaration. I'm His.
Yeah.
And I think we've grown up in this culture that says, well, you have to build something amazing, or you have to have some amazing title, or you have to have this perfect little family that looks so great in order to be great, in order to be loved by God. But it's such a lie. And that we can all make that declaration. I am His favorite. I am the rose of Sharon. A lot of times when I think about Bible verses, I tend to look back on my past, and I was thinking about how the world is so nasty, and that even to get a little hand clap or a little approval from the world is you have to be perfect. You have to do something awesome. And even if it's not quite, if it's just subpar from awesome, it's just it's nothing. You've accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
And I love how the Lord's just he sees all of our blemishes. He sees our weeknesses. And yet, this is how we can feel after being with Him, or know after we've been with Him, that we are His favorite. I was thinking about when I was in wrestling in high school. I was on the varsity team, and I went out to this match, and my coaches were like, okay, Ryan, we really want you to get a pin, because that'll get the team the most points. So I go out there, and I just whoop this kid bad. Just I end up getting 15 points up on him, and then they do a mercy call at that point. They call it a technical fall, and the match is over.
Okay.
But you get one less point for that than if I had pinned him.
Oh, wow.
And so the ref raises my hand, but in my heart, I was so mad. I was like, and even you could see me physically.